So the okay, so the log holder end, I've got it drilled, not to the final hole size, but I got it drilled, and it goes on the end of this Acme thread that comes with the Woodmizer. But see, on the end is got a taper on it, and I don't want to mess up this factory piece in case I really screwed up. Now, why it's got an indent in it, I have no idea. Maybe some reason. I'm not going to bother with that right now. But I got this piece of, this is 7 pitch. No. Yeah. 7 pitch by 1 inch Acme. And it fits perfectly. It's the same piece. But I'm going to take my grinder and turn on my lathe, which I know you guys probably don't have a lathe, but if you're good at grinding or can mount it into something that can turn, it might work out better. I haven't done it yet, so this is a trial run for me too. So let's try to get that angle on there. It's not quite a 45, but inside the log holder head is drilled up in there, I believe, with a regular drill, and I should have looked up what the correct angle for sharpening a drill is, but I didn't. I don't have anything to measure that angle with either, so I'm just going to go old school here and just grind it till it looks about right. Let me set my piece down here on the bed so that I can kind of look at it and get an idea of whether I'm close or not. But it's going to get noisy, so you're not going to be able to hear me say anything. So I'm just going to take and turn this on and start grinding until I get an angle on it. It's a little harder to grind than I thought, because as it skips past the threads, my grinder wanted to kind of bounce away. But like I said, I've got a lathe. I really don't know how to run it, or else I would cut it with a lathe tool. But let's see here. Find a good spot where that angle shows up good for me. that matches pretty close. I'm gonna say that's good enough for right now, and I'm going to take it up and put it in my wood holder head and see how it fits up in there. That's got a fairly smooth surface to it, so that shouldn't grind away at the aluminum wood holder head. And let's try this out, guys. If nothing else, I can do it again and re-video. You'll never know I made a mistake. Okay, so here we go, guys. This is the fix for the Woodmizer log clamp. This is the log clamp end. Great design. Everybody seems to like it. Looks like it should work perfectly fine. This is the original log clamp screw that goes into the log clamp. Your end goes on it, and just like this. That's not original. That hole is something that I did earlier. Okay, goes on there just like this. Screw it into your log, unscrew it. You go to drop the log clamp down, or if you are transporting it and you forget about it, this is what's going to happen. It's just going to fall right off. So I got a piece of Acme thread, measured it. I got it in an earlier video showing how I measured that hole up. Goes straight through, out the other side, right on the very edge. In order to make this work, I had to learn how to use my lathe, and I cheated on the tip, because it's just like the factory one. It's got the same angle, everything else. But I had to learn how to use my lathe, which I did an okay job. I didn't do a perfect job, but I just took those threads off right where that hole is in there. That slides up in there now. And all you have to do is any kind of pin. I'm going to use a cotter pin in there so I can take it back off again. You can put a spring clip pin down in there if you wanted to, but with a cotter pin in there, just like this here, now when you're done using your log clamp and you swing it down, or you're transporting it or anything else, it's not coming off. You're not going to lose that end. Do exactly like I showed you in the videos. You can do this, to this bolt. The only thing I did was, I showed you in the earlier video how I measured to mark that. There is one little flaw I have is when you're pushing in on this, it turns and smooth and everything else. But if you happen to be pulling out on it and turn it, it catches on that upper thread, but right like that. But there's no reason for you to have to pull this out. The whole thing is, it's pushing against the inside in here as you're pushing that into your log, so that'll work fine. Like I showed you earlier, in my earlier videos, marking that hole, how to get it in the right place, what to use to actually get the right distance on it and everything else. And then all I did is I slid this up in there, held my thumb up against where it bottomed out, and then moved it to the outside and put it right against the bottom. And then I marked right on one of those threads with a black magic marker. That's exactly where that hole, where that slot would have to be. And then put it in my lathe and turned it. Now, you could grind it by hand if you wanted to. It it does take a little bit of work to get it down there and get it smooth and everything else so it spins freely. But if you have somebody with a lathe and have them just turn that down in that area, I mean, it doesn't have to be exactly perfect, because, you know, it's got a little bit of movement to it, you know, like that. That's all it's got. I had an 1/8 inch hole in there. I changed it, went to a 5/32, and because I could get a 5/32 by 2 inch cotter pin, and it's pretty stout and heavy, so I don't have to worry about it, you know, just peeling off. When I put it in there, I'll take and push it all the way through, and I'll bend one of the tabs over. Nothing should hit in this area here at all, because it's going to be sitting there like this against the log at the very bottom. As you see, that's way out of the way. That's when you get your final inch. But that's my fix for it. If you drill straight down in, say right here, and you try to do it centered, you're going to end up catching in one of these teeth, and it's going to feed down into it. That's the reason why it's offset. I offset it like that so that it can't catch into the teeth, you know. And as you can see, when you push against it, you know, it's going to take and catch on that tooth. Now, I can fiddle with that and take a vise, take a file, smooth that one little section of tooth off, and it would never, ever, ever happen. But I don't see where that's going to be a problem, because as soon as it backs off, there's not going to be any pressure against that. But there's your problem. There's the answer to your problem. No more losing that head on your Woodmizer sawmill. Pretty simple. All I got to do is drill a hole through this. Today's Christmas. I don't have any place where I can go and get a rod like this, but one more hole, that's done. I hope you could follow along with this, and you Woodmizer owners will be able to use this. Woodmizer, if you're watching this, like I said, two more steps in the machining process, and I think you got a bulletproof log holder here. You have to ship them a cotter pin, have somebody have your companies that manufacture this lay this area out for them, and while they're doing the machine work, have them machine a hole straight through there, just in that position. And Woodmizer, that would be a great thing. Thank you very much. I hope you like the video and subscribe to my channel. Like I said, I'm going to try some different things, show you some different fixes I've done. Just keep watching. Merry Christmas. Everybody have a Happy New Year. Let's hope 2021 turns out better.